Hello, this is Ravis Key with some quick half-life problems. I've got 3 problems I'm going to work that find 3 different items of a half-life problem. First one, what is the mass of a sample after 20 years if the original mass is 100 grams and has a half-life of 4 years? There is a mathematical formula, but I found that just drawing a simple table makes this super easy. But the first step is definitely the hardest here. So you want to start with 100 grams and 0 years. So at the beginning, there is exactly 100 grams and you've had no time pass. So what happens in 4 years? Well, the definition of half-life, you have half the sample. So that would make this 50. That's pretty easy. So let's do it again. 8 years, another half-life, and you would be down to 25 grams. So we're going to do it one more time, 12 years, and we're going to go to 12 and a half. If you're not good with these decimals or fractions, be sure to use your calculator. And you're just going to divide by 2. One more time, 6.25, almost there. 20 years, which is exactly what you're looking for. And that is 3.125 grams to be exact. And that's our answer. That was a pretty easy problem. Let's look, make sure you got that. 3.125 grams is your answer in 20 years. So let's look at another type of problem. What if you have a question like this? What is the number of years that it took a 700 gram sample if the final mass is 43.75 grams and has a half-life of 2 years? So once again, we're going to start off with our table. Makes things so easy. So in the beginning, we're going to start with 700 grams and 0 years. So this time, the half-life is 2 years. So every time we have 2 years pass, we're going to have half the substance. Okay, are we done yet? No, we're looking all the way down here to 43.75. So we're going to be looking on this side instead of the year side. So I'm going to just keep dividing by 2. And some people prefer to go ahead and do that side and then come back and count by 2. 2, 4, 6. There we go. So you see how easy that is to catch up. And again, it really doesn't matter what side you do first. But finally, after we take this half-life, we see that we'll be down to 8 years. And that is our answer. So if you're looking for the number of years, sorry about that, at 43.75, you're at exactly 8 years. So once again, you see the table makes it so easy. Let's do one last problem. Now this is probably one of the hardest, so pay close attention to how we work this one. So this time, how many years is the half-life? So for the first time in forever, we're going to find the half-life. If it took a 2,000 gram sample, so once again, we're going to start off with our table, 2,000 grams and 0 years. Okay, so how many years is the half-life if it took a 2,000 gram sample, 40 years to decay to 62.5. So I'm going to come over here and just start taking a half of it. So I know that's 1,000 grams. I know that's 500 grams. And again, if you're not real good with math, plug it in a calculator. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Stop. Why do I say stop? Because that's what's up here in our question. So now we know that it took 40 years to get to this point. So how many how many variables do we have here? We're going to have 1, 2, or how many sections do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 sections in 40 years. If I come over to the side and do a little math, 40 divided by 5, I get 8. So then I'm going to try it. 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. So you know it works out. Always check that, please. So you know that the 0 to 8 would be your actual half-life, so that would make it what? Your half-life is exactly 8 years, and that's the interval between each section of the years. So that's the 3 types of problems you're going to have with half-lives. I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to rewind and rewatch.